about that. I'll wait and see if those who are already on come back on before I talk about it, so they don't have to rewind the video. But I had actually a call from a signing agent, so I definitely needed to pick that up. Usually when I'm at home, I have more than one device that I can work through. So, but that is not the case right now. Peace and love, everybody. Just want to wait and see if those who were on the call before will come back on, who were on the live before will come back on, so I can finish telling you the strategies that I used during COVID to get increased fees and to get jobs. Okay, so I think it was just like 7 of you on here. Anyway, here we go. All right, cool. So peace and love. Thank you for coming back. For those who were on before I got disconnected, I stated that I had a call from a signing agent, so it cut us off. So sorry about that. Usually I would just bang the calls, but I knew that was money, so I had to answer it. So I'll just reiterate a little bit what I was saying, and then I'll go into the different strategies that I've been using to get higher fees during COVID. So I was telling you the story of how I find out who all the signing agents are in my area, and I keep a log of them, and I write a list. Thank you for the likes as you come into the room. I appreciate that. Thank you for the likes. And the likes are important, y'all. The likes and the shares are important, because when I do have information, when I am on here, it's good for the algorithm, so you'll be able to see my videos if it's to your liking. So yeah, I appreciate the likes. So once I create a list of agents in my area, I write down the little notes. Like Sheila says she takes $85 for a refinance. Sheila says she takes $75 for a refinance. Kelly says she takes $100. And then I write their name, their cities down. Like, you know, whether it's Bumbleville, she takes this. Warwick, she takes this. Woods Creek takes this. And I make sure that I write down as much notes as I can so I can refer back to it. And once I've gotten that information from the signing agent, I just tell them something like, you know, I am from the Eastern Shore, and usually pre-COVID, this is my fee. And after COVID, this is my fee. And I'm not telling you what to do with your business, and I don't know what kind of money you're looking to make with your business. It's just a suggestion that maybe if we band together and take this amount for signing and nothing less, then the agencies will have no choice but to increase the fee. So if no one takes it for $85 and everyone is saying, no, I'm not going to take that for $85. I want it for $150. I want it for $250. And if we're all saying the same thing, they have no choice but to increase the fee. That's just law. They have no choice but to increase the fee. It's very similar to a supply and demand law. So if you push these signing agent companies to stop sending out lowball offers, and we band together, come together, and stop taking the low fees, they will stop offering it. So I call all the signing agents in my area. It's a small area, so it wasn't that many of them that was listed. And whoever was listed, I emailed and said, if they didn't have a phone number, I just emailed them and said, hey, I have an idea regarding your business. Can you give me a call, Alexis? And then just left my phone number. And they call back. They call back. And so I told each of them exactly what I just told you guys. And the next day, when the signing started to come in, the first signing came in, I think, for like $80, and no one accepted it. I was like, but you're not sure with people, right? You're not really sure. You're not really sure if they like feel you. Some people might just humor you while you're on the phone and then do something different. And again, like I said, I don't know people's pockets, so I don't know if that $85 will really take you over to the top and get you what you need so your family can eat, right? So I don't know that, and that's what I make sure that I convey to them. Like, I don't know what your requirements are. You know, if you want to share it with me, then fine. But if not, then I do understand. But if you're looking for more money, and most people will volunteer, yeah, I'm doing this on the side because, you know, I have a debt, or I just got divorced, or my children are in college, which that's going to be my story. You know, that's going to be my story. I'm going to have 2 children in college at this. I'm actually really going to have 3 at the same time. But in the next 2 years, 2 to 3 years, I'm going to have 2 college students who are going to most likely be signing agents on the side. And so I can't say don't take that $85, but if you could learn how to make 150 or greater, wouldn't you want to? I would. So once I said that to them, they got it, they understood. The next day, the fees came out. No one accepted it. Everyone made their counter offer. And when they made their counter offer, next thing you know, new alerts came out at 150. And when I saw that come through, it just warmed my heart, because I was like, they get it. It wasn't that many people that I talked to, because there aren't that many signing agents in my area, but they got it. They got it. They got it. You have to understand that you have to band together in order for you to get higher fees. You have to stop taking low fees. You just have to have faith. Oftentimes I talk to notaries and they call me, they don't have any faith. Y'all don't have faith. You don't have faith in the process. Therefore, you don't reap the benefits that you ought to. So you have to have a form of faith. You have to have some form of belief in order to know that your fees will get higher. Like, what's for you, bro, is for you. I always say this. What's for you, sis, is for you. Okay? Don't think, well, oh, it's too saturated. Don't think like that. Like, you have to have an abundant mindset. And I will constantly keep telling you all this and telling anyone who comes to me this. And that's why it's often hard for me to talk to people. That's why if you ever scheduled a Calendly session with me or a free chat, one of my questions are you a pessimist or an optimistic person? Because I kind of need to know what I'm dealing with. People want to get into business, but they haven't cleared out their mentality for business. They have an impoverished mindset. Therefore, their business struggles because they are thinking from a lack. They're thinking from a state of poverty. It's hard for them to understand that their business can be this wonderful abundance, a wonderful, flowing, successful business. That's hard for them to comprehend. So I am creating so many things, but I want to really create like a small course, the mindset of business first, because if you don't have the mindset of business, it'll be quite difficult for you to be able to succeed in any business, not just signing agent business. Second strategy that I utilize, which I don't have to utilize these things that much anymore because I get a lot of direct business, but being that I'm in a new area and I'm not working with peace and love, I'm not working with the same companies that I used to work with in the other states that I live in. So I have to regain business, right? I have to reestablish relationships with new businesses. They don't know me, they don't know my name, so I'm reestablishing myself with these companies. And so the second business strategy that I had to implement is when I do get alerts. Say you get an alert, right? You're like, dang, I'm free that day. I really want this job. Oh man, I really could use that additional 150. And you respond, I'm available. Nothing. Then another alert comes out. And maybe you accepted the $85 alert or the $100 alert, and they still didn't pick you. And then when they send out their next alert, the alert is for more money. And you're like, dang, I would have took it for less money. What happened? But they didn't pick you. What you do is you can do one or two things. When that alert comes out, you respond like 4 times. And I know that seems kind of like a nuisance, but let me give you an example. Say, for instance, you see something that you want to buy on TV, right? And they tell you to go to a website. And that website is an interest form. And after you fill out the interest form, somebody from their company, a representative, calls you, right? They call you and they are giving you their spiel. They're telling you all about the product or the service. And you're not ready to buy right now. You're not into it right now or at all. And you hang up. Do they call you back? Do they call you back? After you put in that initial interest, you tell them yes or no. Do they call you back? If anybody's on, just put it in the chat real quick. When you find a product or service online or on TV, you fill out an interest form. Do they call you? Do they call you? And then when they call you, do they call you back? All right, y'all don't hear me though. Yes, they usually do. They call you back. They call you back, don't they? Yes, they call you back. And usually, if they call you back a second time, do they call you back a third time? Sometimes, I don't know who you calling. They call you back. They call you back a third time. Sometimes they'll even call you back a fourth time. There's a strategy in marketing that they feel like it's usually the 9th time you tell them no is when they stop calling. Or the 9th time they can't reach you is when they stop calling you. Just think about all those emails that you get from when you apply to something. Do they keep emailing you? Yep, they do. They keep emailing you. If you gave them a phone number, they'll keep calling you because it's a marketing strategy. If you initially had an interest, they want to figure out what changed, right? So how I relate this to what I was talking about is the same thing. If you have an interest in a job and they don't pick you, how do you separate yourself and let them know that you're still interested? 4 times. I say yes to the job 4 times. So what I'll do is, if they send it for $150 and that's what I'm interested in, I'll say, I'm available. I'll wait a couple of minutes. I'm available. I'll wait a couple of minutes again. I'm available. And I'm available. As many times as I have to let them know that not only am I available, I'm eager. It's not annoying. It's not annoying. You're eager and you're persistent. You're eager and you're persistent to get the job. So if I have to respond to the one job 4 times, 5 times to say that I'm available, 1, it moves me up, it bumps me up. They see the response multiple times and they're more likely to choose me. Yes, there are some factors that would prevent them from still choosing you, right? So if you have no numbers on the board, you've never done any signings, may not choose you, okay? May not choose you because they think inexperienced, now I'm gonna have to send them back out for corrections. That's the thought process. But if those aren't factors for you, then they will more likely than not choose you because they're like, okay, she's eager. Yeah, this is, see, It's that mindset, right? I'm not saying everything that I'm saying is always going to work, but do you always do that? Do you always do that? It's the mindset. I'm not sure who AP is, if I know you personally or not, but that's the mindset that I'm talking about. It's always that person who always feels like they're a naysayer. They always are skeptical of things. They always have to remind you that things don't always work, and those are the people where stuff don't work for, because they always have to remind you it doesn't work. Naturally, there's always exceptions, and no disrespect, no harm. I'm just, I'm a straight shooter. I'm gonna always kind of be gruff, but try to be sympathetic to you at the same time. And so I'm more than likely, exactly. I'm more than likely going to be the person that tells you things that you don't want to hear, even if you're a personal friend of mine. So if you ever want to know the truth, call me. Right. And so you're not consistent. And that's kind of my point. Like, I want someone on here who has been consistent with that to tell me that it hasn't worked for them. Every time I did it, it hasn't worked. No, you have to do it every time in order to have the result. Sometimes people say to me, oh, Sister Alexis, I took your course, but I listened